Hello, and welcome to Plant Based Cooking with AARP Alabama. I'm your host for today, Tawana Wright, and today's session is with Chef Kimberly McNair Brock. Folks, we want to remind you that AARP is empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus and their families. We've enjoyed a great history with this plant based cooking, and I hope we'll continue to be able to bring it to you and hope you continue to enjoy it. Chef, what are we doing today?
We are doing garlic, ginger. I'm sorry, why can I think of this? We're doing garlic fried basmati with a chili oil. So it's going to be yummy and spicy.
Sounds good. Spicy. All right, folks. I'm going to let Chef take it away because I know you didn't come to see me.
So glad to be here today, everybody. And I wanted to just kind of walk you through the recipe a little bit while I'm chopping up and mincing up my garlic. So what I have here is some of the chili oil. And basically all I did was heated up some avocado oil and red pepper flakes. And so once the oil is heated, you add the red pepper flakes to it, and it's going to perfume your nose and probably make you sneeze. So basically, once the chilies get hot and they start to really permeate the oil, you can take it off the heat and strain it. And then you get this lovely sort of orange colored oil here. So I'm going to turn this on and start heating this up a little bit. And you also can use a little bit of just neutral avocado oil through the process of this, because sometimes you'll need to add a little more oil. Normally when I'm doing sort of an Asian style fried rice, if you will, I will do sesame oil, but I'm not doing sesame oil today, simply because the chili oil has a nice perfume to it on its own, and sometimes the sesame oil can be overpowering. So another little trick, I think I mentioned this on the last live, was you can make your own garlic ginger paste. And basically with that you do equal parts of peeled ginger and garlic and about half oil. So let's say you did a half a cup each of garlic and peeled ginger, and then you did a quarter cup of your avocado oil or some other kind of neutral oil. And the reason for doing that is you put it in the blender, and then you've got this lovely paste that's already made. And you can refrigerate that. It'll store it in the refrigerator for weeks. But anytime you're doing some kind of cooking, or even if you just want to do a quick stir fry, you've already got your flavor bomb in that paste that you made. So, and you can do larger increments than that if you want. So I definitely do. All right, we've got our garlic minced up well. We're going to peel our ginger. If you've never peeled ginger before, you just take a metal spoon and just do it just like so. And you're just peeling out that outer layer of skin. Turn our oil down a little bit. And when you do that chili oil and you heat it up, you're definitely going to smell it. But we're just going to, since we don't have the paste today, this is what you can do. And then if you got a garlic press, that's great. You can put the ginger and the garlic in the garlic press, and it can mince it up for you. Save you a little bit of time. We're doing a little old school today. Okay. And we'll just get all that off there and trim up whatever you don't need. And then just slice this in slices and go back and do matchsticks, and then You want to do a little fine dice. Okay. So at the end of the day, the biggest thing is you don't want to burn this, because this is really the base of your dish. Okay. All right. I'm going to dice it up and just chop it back through. So I'm not a big fan of the jars of garlic already chopped up. Nobody shoot me for saying that. Just because it's got some preservative in it, and it's just nothing like having your own fresh herbs and garlic and doing it yourself. You can cheat and have some peeled garlic. That way you can miss that step. But there's all neat little ways to mince garlic these days easily. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the oil. Okay. Some garlic. Turn the heat back up. And our ginger. And you're just going to heat this through quickly because you don't want it to burn. Have that nice fragrant smell. And once that softens up just a little bit, you want to add some of your onions, your jalapeno, and a little bit of your green onion, the white parts of your scallion. So got a little bit of that mixed in here. Add a little more oil as you need it. Okay. And you want to season it as you go along. So you just want to add some salt to it. Okay. And then to this, you want to start adding some of your tougher or more cruciferous vegetables. So we've got our broccoli or baby broccoli here, and it has been chopped up. I like to leave some of the flowerets as close to how they are, but you can go down the stem and add some of that in as well. And really, I meant to say this from the start, you can add whatever vegetables to a fried rice that you like. I mean, it's totally up to you. You may not like broccoli, you might not like mushrooms, but you can add whatever you like. The biggest thing is having those flavor profiles in there, like the ginger, the garlic, the chili oil, and then you're good to go. All right, so you just want to keep sauteing that up on fairly high heat. Okay. All right. So while that's going, I'm going to clean off my cutting board a little bit. Stop the garlic and everything. And then we're going to start on some of our peppers. So I'm going to add, just for a little color, a little red bell pepper. I'm going to cut this in little julienne strips and go back through and dice it up. And I'm going to add this in with the carrots. We've got our carrots already shredded here. And just for color, we've got a lot of green vegetables here and white. So a little pop of red and orange would be lovely. All right. Our broccoli is almost there. You want to leave it a little toothsome, have a little bite to it. So I'm going to clear the way and add this right to the center of the pan.
Chef, could I add some frozen vegetables too?
Can you do what?
Add frozen vegetables if I didn't have time to slice and dice.
I'm having a hard time hearing you for some reason.
Frozen vegetables.
Frozen vegetables. Sure you could. It's gonna create a lot more moisture and water, so you just want to be careful of that. But yeah, you certainly could. All right, so then we're gonna go with our mushrooms. So we've got a bunch of different wild mushrooms here. I've got some shiitake, I've got some beautiful oyster mushrooms, and some trumpets. So, and I'm not gonna throw this away because you can use the stem that came off of the mushroom. You can use that for stocks and sauces. So we're gonna just put that in there, kind of give this a rough chop. We're gonna quarter up our shiitake. Get it in here. Okay. And then we've got some baby mini trumpets that we're gonna add in to this. And so the biggest thing is just having tons of veggies. And so we've already got almost equal the amount of vegetables to the amount of rice. So some people are concerned about carbs and eating grains and things like that. You can definitely, you don't have to use basmati. If you like brown rice, you can use brown rice or any kind of rice that you like. So I'm just gonna cut the little end off. And these are great to make stock. I don't know if I said that or not, but it's just great to use the little end pieces of the mushroom for different things. So you might want to make a little quick broth and heat the mushrooms up, the ends of the mushrooms with some hot water. And you've got a nice broth to go in to make a soup, or if you're making some kind of sauce, or even if you're doing a pasta dish and you don't have the vegetable stock handy. All right, I'm going to add these mushrooms in. Okay. With a little salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of this chili oil to the mushroom. I'm always trying to incorporate that heat in here some kind of way. Turning out to be a really colorful dish, y'all can see. But it's something really quick. If you've got, your rice already made, which, basmati only takes about 9 or 10 minutes. But if you came home and you wanted to do this, it doesn't take very long to cook. And you could add more mushrooms if you prefer. I just added, I guess that was probably about a cup worth of mushrooms to this. That way, it just would be a meatier dish if you wanted to do that. You didn't feel like you needed to add anything else to it to get your protein or what have you in. So I've got some spinach here that I'm going to just kind of fold in before we put our rice in.
Is that raw spinach, Chef?
It is raw spinach. It is raw spinach. And I just took the spinach and just chopped it up a little bit. It's like a handful is all you need, really.
That's a full skillet.
It is. I'm thinking maybe I should have done my bigger skillet.
So we can see the recipe could feed a family.
I'm sorry?
We can see the recipe could feed the family.
Yes, yes. This will definitely feed, 400 people. All right. So I'm gonna add in the rest of our chili oil. Okay. And we'll start putting our rice in. All right. And before I kind of stir it all in, I'm gonna add in some of our sea salt, black pepper, and granulated garlic to the rice directly. And then a little bit of our coconut aminos. And if you use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, this has a third, or maybe even a fourth, the amount of sodium as soy does. And then I'm just gonna kind of mix this in. Mix it into the rice first, and then mix the veggies into the rice. If you wanted to have an egg in this, a plant-based egg, you could certainly do some of those commercial plant-based egg, liquid egg products that you can find on the market, and add that in right before you do the rice. So, and once you incorporate this, you're pretty much done. But there's one last thing that you just gotta do, which I think is like the flavor bomb of this whole dish for me. So I'm gonna just kind of scrape this a little bit on the bottom. I'll turn it down a little bit. All right, and then I need to taste it too. So what I'm gonna add here, let me taste this first. It's really good. Balance of flavors. I think adding the seasoning in on each veg was a good thing to do. I'm going to add our scallions in here now, the rest of the green onions at this point. You can definitely taste that heat on the back end. All right. But my little secret is just a ton of basil. So this really kind of takes it over the top for me. So you want to just get your basil leaves off here as much as you can. And then you want to just chop them up julienne. Make sure it's not sticking. If you can get your hands on some Thai basil, that would be even better. But this is just regular basil here. But we all know basil. There's nothing regular about basil. Okay, I think I got all my stems out. And I'll lay them on top of each other. And just kind of chop through them. And this is so good, y'all. I'm telling you, if you've not put basil in fried rice, you're missing out. So, and it looks like a lot, and it is, but it's going to really do its thing And then you just want to incorporate that basil into the rice. It's going to look like spinach. But just mix all of that in. And you're done.
I just need to be close enough to make a plate.
Yeah, you're missing out today. So, all right. I think we've got it all incorporated. And what we're going to do to plate up today is move this out of the way a little bit. We've got our plate. And I'm going to take the rice and do like a little mold and invert it into the plate. Okay. So it's so beautiful and colorful, you guys. I mean, you eat with your eyes first, and we're definitely doing that today. So you just want to kind of pack it in here. This might have been a bigger bowl than I needed, but hey, we're going to keep going. Because you want to get the size and the shape of the bowl on the top. So, all right. Okay, and then just turn it upside down. And you've got a lovely little mold there. I'm going to take a little bit of this basil, stick it in on the top.
Chef, can you back it up a little bit toward you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And if you've got some sesame seeds or something, that would be really nice to go on here. But this is it. This is your garlic chili fried basmati.
That's a pretty plate.
Thank you.
Well, Chef, we appreciate you. And folks, we'll be back next month on April 26th. Tune in for plant-based cooking with AARP Alabama. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chef.